everybody, this is Miss Johnson with a quick video about how to use SUMIF in Excel. So, SUMIF, the way we're going to use it, there's two kind of ways you can use SUMIF. I'm going to explain the way we're going to use it in class, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about how else you can also use SUMIF. The basics of SUMIF is it's like COUNTIF, but with an adding function. It's adding a number based on if the number itself, or whatever we're counting, fits the criteria. What does that mean? An example of this is, let's say I gave everyone in the room that I'm teaching in cookies. And I said, I'm interested how many cookies the people with the letter A in their names have. Because maybe I have some bias towards people with the letter A in their name, and I give them more cookies, and I want to figure it out. So, first, I'm looking for one list of names, right? I'm going to go back to my list of names and look, see if there's a person with an A in it. If they have an A in their name, I'm going to say, okay, I want the number of cookies that they have, and then I'm going to add it up. That's what this flowchart is saying. I'm going to look at the cell. So I'm going to look, the cell is our list of names, right? Because we're still looking for only the people with A in their name. We're going to say, does this person have an A in their name? If they do, we're going to figure out how many cookies they have, get the number, and we're going to add that number to our sum. If they don't have an A in their name, I don't care how many cookies they have. So, with SUMIF, you definitely need two things. The way we talk about it, you also need a third thing. You need a range, you need a criteria, and you need where the number is. Let's take an example. So, we're back to my fruit stand. If you haven't watched my COUNTIF video, I talked about it a little bit there too. And I want to know how many apples have been ordered from my fruit stand in February. Not the number of orders, because I've had 3 orders of apples, but how many actual apples were ordered. So, the first thing I need to tell Excel is where to look. I need to tell it to look for the orders that have apples in it. So, I'm going to use a SUMIF function. Remember, equals, we always start our functions with equals, SUMIF. The range is not the amount, because the amount is not my criteria, right? My criteria is if the fruit was apples. So, my range is going to be what fruit was ordered. So, looking for the apples in here. That's the range, just all the places where an apple order could be. My criteria is that the name of the fruit is apple. So, whatever cell's in here has to be apple. Which is awesome, sweet. But I'm not done yet, because I have not told Excel where to find the amount of the fruit. Once it has found the apple order and checked that it's an apple order, it needs to know where to find the number of apples in that order. I'm going to tell it to look in this range right here. Oops, I got to put one more comma. Remember to put comma between your things. Pro tip. I'm going to say, what this is basically saying is in this cell, I'm asking Excel to look through each of these cells from D4 to D18. And you're going to compare it to G3. Is pineapple equal to apple? No. No. Yes. Once it finds an apple order, it's going to look in this range. So it's going to go look one cell over. 6, it's going to add that to its sum. Keep checking, apple, sweet. Another 6 order apple. So our sum is going to be 12. Go, 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 go. Apple, 12. So our sum should be 24. Let's see if it is. You can do this with anything. Let's do limes, because there's a lot of limes. It's going to be equals SUMIF. Again, my range is going to be from D4 to D18 because my criteria is whether it's a lime. My criteria is lime, and then again, the amount could be from E4 to E18. Sweet. I also talked about SUMIF can also be used in a different way. Here's the other way. SUMIF can also be used if your criteria is a number. So let's say I wanted to know the total fruit for orders that were fewer than 10. So I want to know how many fruit I ultimately sold in orders that were less than 10. So my criteria is going to be based on my number. So equals SUMIF. I'm going to be looking for the amount here. That's what my range is going to be. We're not doing this in the class, this is just an extension activity. This is my range because my criteria is I want to figure out the sum. I want to figure out 1, what orders had less than 10 fruits in it, and then 2, I want to get the sum of it. So my criteria is less than 10. I don't have to have a sum range because this is the numbers. So what this did is it added up all of these ones that were less than 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It ignored that one. Ignored 7. Ignored 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So how many fruits did I sell in small orders? 42. So to sum up, you can use count SUMIF, like kind of as an extension of COUNTIF, saying I want the number of fruits that I sold, looking for a fruit order, then adding up the amount. Or you can use it if your criteria is actually something to do with numbers. You want to figure out how many things were sold, how many orders that were over 10, how many orders were less than 10, etc., etc.